Hi, this is Melody. I hope all of you are doing awesome. Today I'm going to do another story, and this is another ghost story, and this is a true story, and this is about Blanchard. If you don't know Blanchard is something a lot of people do that to call to the spirits of their dead ones, the loved ones, or any famous celebrity. Usually, people get hooked onto these things in their college life where they want to do something crazy like this, but this is really very dangerous because you're calling people from another dimension, and they don't come alone, they come with many souls attached. Because you see, when people die, then there is um, another dimension they go to where there are a lot of lights and dark forces. So it's a world where there's no bodies, it's just souls. So it's all mix, it's like all into this huge gigantic universe. All together, there is no separation. Here we have separation, like, okay, this is my name, I'm Melody, and this is what I do, and this is my life, this is the things I have, all these things that people tag themselves with. But these are all not real, unrealistic. Because when I came to the world, I did not came with the name Melodies given by people, right? So same way, when I die, I cannot carry the name with me, because when I get mixed into this super universe with all the light beings, all the souls, I'm just gonna be part of them. I cannot be identified separately. So back to the story. So when people do call on to those dead ones to ask something, or just they miss them, want to talk to them, but they don't realize that they're calling on to a lot of dangerous souls, ghost demons, and they might be in big trouble for doing that, because those souls will not leave. They will just hang around, and it's very easy to call them and cause trouble in life. So this guy, his name was Hari, and he was going to college. And when he went to college, he was an only child, and he lived with his mother, and they had this tiny little house where was only 3 floors, but each floor had only one room and a bathroom. So downstairs floor, where there was had one room and a bathroom, Hari used to live there with all his gadgets and things, and he used to listen to music and all things. And then the second floor they had for sitting room and eating room, and it's all in one big room, and kitchen and sitting room and eating room all together, one big room, and a bathroom, small bathroom. And then the all the way to the third floor, his mommy used to live there, and she lived with a bathroom, her room, before his dad passed away. So after his dad passed away, his mother used to teach kids, but she used to tutor kids in their home, and also she did part-time tutoring in the evening, young ladies, the embroidery, knitting, and all this thing. Basically, she was into teaching line, and she loved teaching, so she did that all throughout the day. In the evening, and Hari got his college education in business, and he came back, and then he opened a shop where he used to sell glasses and sunglasses. And then there was a doctor used to sit in his store, so that's how he made money, selling glasses, plus had a doctor on site where people will come to check on their eyes, have their eyes checked. So Hari got certain percentage of that money that doctor made for letting the doctor sit in his optical shop. So he was doing okay. I mean, he had a good job, and he had his father's house, and his mother was always employed because she loved teaching. So she used to teach young girls, small kids, and previously she was also a school teacher. So after he came back from his work, he didn't have any friends or anything. He was very social, but he socialized at work. And when he came home, by the time he used to come home, it was like 8 or 9 p.m. And the store was open every day except the Sunday. But Sunday, Hari and his mom, they went to stores to do their groceries. And evening, Hari dropped off his mom to the temple, and then later he picked her up later when the temple closed about 8 or 9 p.m. So this was the same schedule. But when he was home after his work, he had this fun time, and which was really not a fun time. It was a time with being with the spirits. So what he used to do is he used to plan chart, and he would plan chart famous people, anybody, just to see how what happens. And it's kind of like, for him it was kind of like a experiment. Now in reality, Blanchard is very addictive. It is like as equally as addictive as people do porn. That's very addictive. And then people were taking drugs. That's very addictive because that gives pleasure to the pleasure center. And people cheat, that's very addictive. So there are a lot of things people find addiction because people find an adrenal rush for doing this. Anything secretive gives us adrenal rush, and then there are certain things also gives us adrenal rush, like running, jogging, meditation, one of the biggest thing, prayer. So just like he used to do planchat, which is getting involved with the dark souls or even the light beings. But similar way, people who do a lot of prayers, they're also involved with souls praying to God. And when they do it seriously, they will call on to God. But there's no problem with it because, see, God they are light beings and they're full of love. They're not here to harm us unless we have done a lot of sin and we have to pay for the sin. But so he would do that. He would call on, and his mommy didn't know anything about it because she worked all day. After that, she came home, cooked food, ate together, and then she went to bed reading a book, and she had no clue what's her son doing in the basement. So, I mean, for him being a grown-up son, she wasn't gonna just snoop on him. She told him many times to get some friends or get married, get a girlfriend, but she saw he wasn't much interested in those things, so she stopped pushing him. And then so he would just close his door, do this thing. His mommy think he's just playing video game or talking to himself as being a lonely child. So then he would call like that, and some people knew about it because they used to come to his store, and so he would talk about it, so they knew about it. So there was a neighborhood guy, and his wife passed away, and she did not, for him, according to him, his wife did not pass away with the natural causes. He thought there was some sort of evil action involved, where he put her in an institution for some health issues, and according to him there were some evil things being done to her. That's why she passed away. She was the victim of evil doing, but there was no way for him to prove because wife was all alone there, and he had to accept what the institution told him, that she's dead because of natural causes, which he believed that she wasn't at all. So then this guy came to his shop and he got his glasses done, and then he said, I have heard, Hari, about you, that you do this, and I really beg you that would you please call my wife so I can talk to her and ask her what was happened to her. So Hari said, well, it is very dangerous, and I don't feel comfortable doing this. And then he said, well, you do it anyway every night, so why don't you just call my wife? So Hari said that, okay, but I need a medium. Like, if you're going to watch what happened, listen, I need a medium whose body we're going to use. So he advertised in the paper, Mr. Agarwal, who's the one going to have this plan chart done for his wife, Mrs. Agarwal. So he advertised that he needs female bodies where his wife's soul is going to come, and he explained the whole process and say she's gonna be paid properly, significant amount of money for doing this. So there was a young girl, she was 20 years old, Roshni. She's agreed to do it. So then the day came to do it, and Hari was very restless because he wanted his mom not to find out anything. Anyway, so he said to his mom that I got a couple of friends coming and we're just gonna hang around and chat and have some food and we'll watch a movie, things like that. And she was a little bit suspicious because he didn't have any friend, but at least she thought so. Then she thought maybe he took up on her advice of having some friend. Anyway, she just had her dinner and then she went to read her book, but somehow she just chose not to go to the third floor and stay in the second floor, read her book and listen what he's cooking up. Then this Mr. Agarwal came and the young lady came, and his mother saw that from upstairs window, and she was kind of shocked to see an old man with a 20-year-old young girl, beautiful young girl. And then they all went to Hari's room and she was like, what is going on? I hope there's nothing bad going on. So she's just like, okay, I'm not going to interfere. I'm just going to read and listen. If I feel like I should interfere, then. And so then they had everything ready and they had a board, and in this board they wrote down yes, no, and a lot of numbers and letters where the soul can come and tell what has actually happened. So the question was asked, is that institution did something wrong to you or did some sort of experiment on you? Did something that for that you're dead today and want to know. And Hari agreed to do it because Mr. Agarwal wanted to give Hari a huge amount of lump sum money, and Hari thought that this will be really handy for him to open up his music business. He was very interested in music and he used to do a lot of singing and he had equipment and all that. So he was basically into his daytime business and the optical business, and then nighttime he used to do planchette art and singing and all that thing, different kind of hobbies. So then they got ready, and so he had to do prayer, meditation, and center himself, and then call. And then as he was calling her, like, Mrs. Agarwal, come in, and asking her question. So then they were like doing this thing and totally into it, and Mrs. Agarwal came into Roshni, the girl. They hired her body and she was answering the question, and Mr. Agarwal was getting the question that the institution really did something wrong on her and that's why she's dead, and it wasn't natural, it was not natural causes like they told him. And then as he was talking. And so Hari told them that regardless of what happens, none of us gonna get up, because that's the rule, because you don't want to scare the soul. We have a procedure to bring it, and then we have a procedure to send them all back or close the portal. So they agreed. And then as they are going and then asking, so Mr. Agarwal got really emotional, hyped up, and started crying in the middle session that I'm so sad that I had to send you over there to for your to fix your health, but then the institution did something wrong, and that's why you're dead, and now I lost you. And he was emotional, crying. And Hari's mom was thinking, what is going on? A grown man crying, and there was a young woman there. So she just came and started knocking and banging on the door loudly. And for this, the soul came out of the Roshni's body, and Roshni got pushed against the wall, and she fainted. And then Hari's mom banging so loud, Hari had to get up and open, and he was mad at mother. And Mr. Agarwal was crying, and then he had no choice but to explain everything to her. And she was very furious, but they were not being able to finish the job and close the portal because everything got messed. And then the girl, Roshni, she stayed fainting, and they had to do a lot of things on her to bring her back, where she didn't know where she was, what she was doing. She felt extremely weak. So Mr. Agarwal had to take care of her for 2 days in his home to get her strength back. But Hari's mom was extremely furious, and she just didn't know what to do with Hari while Hari was playing with such dangerous game. And then Hari tried to close the portal, but it was not done right away. It was like a couple of days went by, and then Hari's mom complained that she's not feeling well and she's feeling very sick. But that's not all. She used to read books after all her work, and she found out when she's reading books, somebody is poking her, somebody pushing her head, somebody taking away her glasses, and somebody is moving around the room, and she can see the shadows in the mirror. And then when she's cooking, somebody's turning off the oven, somebody turning it on when she's not cooking. All sorts of things started happening, light flickering in the homes, all of a sudden food in the oven getting burned, and just endless thing, plumbing getting bad, water coming out of everything. And it just started going for a week, and she was extremely angry with Hari, and Hari tried to close the portal again and again. But it seems like these souls weren't gonna leave, so he tried to order them to leave, but they were there. And then one day, while Hari's mom, angry and shouting at Hari, she was standing on the top of the stairs. Somebody pushed her, and she fell all the way down and died in a heart attack. And then that's just Hari's world shattered. On the other hand, Roshni, who came back 2 days later, and she also was suffering with a lot of issues with her health, physical and mental health. And Mr. Agarwal was also getting very sick. Now, Mr. Agarwal did not have anybody. After he knew this truth, he gave all his money to Hari. He wrote his will to Hari because he didn't have anybody to give, and he was planning to give it to some institution, but then he decided never ever to give a penny because the other one killed his wife. So he gave everything to Hari, and then within a month he expired. He died too. And Rosny got extremely sick in bed, and Hari was left alone. His mommy is gone, and Hari's life wasn't good either because in the home those problems keep happening. and he kept closing and opening the portal to let these things go by, and nothing working. So at the end he sold his house and moved into Mr. Agarwal's house, who passed away too but gave him the house. But even that, the souls did not leave him alone, they were bothering him. So after that, he just sold everything and moved away to far, far land. But after that, nobody knew if the soul left him or not. But the bottom line is, it's very dangerous to play with these things from other dimension, because when somebody calls on to their relative or loved ones, they do not come alone, they come with a lot of attached ghosts, and there are certain procedures. People have to be very quiet, have to be very dark, but in some reason somebody disturbed the entire atmosphere, and then these things will be scattered everywhere and will not go anywhere, because they've been brought in to this world by someone due to their lack of knowledge and ignorance. And now they don't want to live, and they will make that person's and everybody else involved in the procedure their lives hell. So this was the story for today, and this is a true story. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and I'll see you with many more. Bye bye.